I'm going to come back here. I measured this cable and for some reason I thought I'd been given the wrong cable by Altec, but I hadn't. I'm a knob. I went yesterday, bought some more. This is basically 5.5 millimeters across. It's 25 mil square. So the cable that's there is actually big enough. I don't need to limit these. These are limited to 70 amps each. Not that they'll make 70 amps, they'll get close to 80. And I've got this big bundy cable here that's going to replace the 6 mil square. So this one is the one that's copping all the amps. This one's got 4 strings in parallel at roughly like 10.5 amps per string. So there's 40 amps coming through this 6 mil cable, and that's getting a bit warm. So I'm going to replace this one's cable run, and I'm going to put it in conduit and do it all properly, pumping through the distribution board. This one, that looks like 4 mil square. This one needs to be upgraded to 6 mil as well, and again it needs to have conduit ran back to it. So these are fed from 2 solar patios. Obviously the 150 volt input voltage limit here means that we've got strings of 3 panels. This one's a 250, so it's got strings of 4. So we've got 3 strings, 30 amps. That'll get away with 6 mil, but this one needs to be upgraded. And then I've got this little bugger here. I haven't done the integration for the JK BMSs yet. I've been asking around on the internet to try and get some support and feedback. Haven't got any, nor nothing that's useful, although people are participating. I've got more panels just down the side of those brand new ones, because we haven't done the landscaping yet, that are just sitting there doing nothing. So what I want to do is lay them out and crank the amps up on this. If I can max these out and that, I should be able to get to 350 amps. And I'd really like, I'll wait till the young fella's here on the weekend. I've given him a cat phone that's got a FLIR camera in it. I'll wait till he's here on the weekend and we'll crank this thing up to 300 amps, maybe 350 if we can get there, weather permitting, and we'll get an understanding of how hot this is all getting, which is what we've been doing. So we went to 200, 250 and so on. So I'll do another video monitoring this for temperature. I'll get rid of some of these bus bars because I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to need them on the caravan, because I don't have cable runs that are big enough, and also got crappy crimps. I'll neaten up some more of this cable, and then I'll put the other distribution box, which I now have. Where did I put it? It's around here somewhere. I'm going to finish neating this up. I want all the wires except for these ones hidden behind the board. I want that to be as neat as possible. I've got a 24 volt DIN mount power supply for the PLC, so I'll be able to get the PLC up and running soon. Not that I can do anything with it at the moment. I've got some finder relays here somewhere. Where'd I put them? There they are. Don't mind the mess, it's a work in progress. So I've got these finder relays. These are only 8 amp relays. They're momentary on, so you have to keep power to them, which is better than this one I've got in here, this bloody Iskra one, which is not momentary. You put power to it, engages. You've got to put power to it again to get it to disengage, which is really annoying, which means that if I'm doing work on node red or something like that and I lose the state, this one controls the spar. If I lose the state, then something might be on that I don't want on, and I don't have any feedback loop into it. I don't have it. What I really need is a CT clamp or something to tell me that this thing's engaged and there's a load consuming power. So this will expand my, I'm not going to leave them in this distribution box, by the way, it's just clicked them on there so that I didn't lose them. This will expand my capacity to switch loads on and off in the house, and optionally consume power when the circumstances are ideal for it. I've got, that's going to fall off there, I just know it. I've also got a bunch of these Shelly 4PMs. These things are great, same thing, I can control 4 outputs from them. These are awesome because they are effectively a closed loop, because you can see the power that's being consumed. So you could say, hey, the state is on, but there's no power going out, maybe the device after it is faulted, but or if you say, hey, it's on and there is power being consumed, then the device is working correctly. So I've got these things integrated into Home Assistant. That's awesome, but what I really want to do is get these ones integrated so I can start switching bigger loads on and off. These ones are only 8 amps, but that's still 2 kilowatts, right? And that's way more than that Shelly can take. This thing's a doozy. That's was it 16, 32 amps. That's a whopper, man. But that's also why it's stateless, which is really irritating.